So I got my hair done. Um, Great experience because I went to a new person, totally different
Okay.
person. She was the person that I was doing that like challenge with, that fitness challenge I was doing a while back, like
Yes.
March, top of February, March. She's the one, but she's a celebrity hairstylist. So we all got kind of chummy, but I met her originally from the Parable Sewer community discussion I did at Octavia's bookshelf, and we kept in touch. So I hit her up because I was feeling kind of like my original stylist. She's cool, but I feel like when my color fades, it gets so blonde and so far away from the original color that I'm like, what's happening here? So I know she's like a master colorist. Like she's a Redken, all the things, and then she does Ryan Michelle Baith's hair,
And
all
her
those
color
hairstyles.
is beautiful. Okay. Thank you for that like visual because the her color is back when
Fire.
I had hair, like color was my
Mhm.
jam and my stylist is really we make fun of Nikki because every time she mixes a color, we'll be like, okay, are you gonna remember that for next time? And she'll call it like garbage red or garbage blonde because she just mixed a whole
She
bunch of
done.
whatever.
Hmm. And just made
um
something.
right, that is
Hmm.
always beautiful. Um so I'm always looking at people's hair color because it's always been fascinating to me.
Hmm. So initially, I sent her my inspo, and I kind of refrained from sending Michelle Ryan's hair inspo because I was like, that's just kind of awkward. So I just sent, but I found some on Pinterest that I really do like.
Okay.
Anyways, get there. And I was thinking about like when I was switching my stylist, like why I was switching outside of the color. She's just very quiet. And you know how when you go into salons, you kind of want that feel of like, you don't want somebody like chatting you down, but you also want like a nice mix of like chat and like
But relax, but whatever.
relax.
You know, I think as somebody that has gone to relatively like black hair salons, I don't know that
Hmm.
I've ever gone into a salon and had the luxury of like relaxing.
Yeah.
Hey, but like
Hmm.
it's
Like
always
even
lit in there.
it's always lit, and even if I go to like the Dominican salon, it's always like fire. When I was going, like in high school, that's when when Dominican hair salons was done fire and stuff like that to get your hair done. There was always they're chatty too, so it was always like that salon culture was always there. But homegirl that I go to, she's just mad quiet, like super quiet, and she don't remember the color that she does. But it turns out all right. It's like whatever. So, anyways, get to her house. She, does my hair and everything. And then she does like a full in-person consultation. And she's like, okay, what did your stylist do as far as color? Because at this point, she blew out my hair. So she's looking at the color. And I'm like, well, I know she like she'll dye it a certain like similar to like this gingery type of color, and but it's not consistent, but it's not bad. She's like, I want to show you something. So she shows me that my hair, I cannot stand the
Y'all,
orange.
I'm sorry, my mother is she has no regard for us today. Y'all missed
She's in.
earlier in her. You wasn't gonna order Chinese food for your darling mother?
Yeah.
So yeah, so she was asking you about your color.
Yeah, so she's like, I'm gonna show you something, because she was playing in your head. I was like, uh-oh. So basically, the base is like the ginger color, the base. The middle, it's striped. The middle is like it's like a lighter version of that ginger, but a bit more blonde. And then
Friend.
the end is literally like bleach blonde, platinum blonde almost. And I was wondering why when my hair would grow out, the root would look different, and then when the ends was like really blonde, like you remember how,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's funny because that was always one thing I think mom and I both love about how Nikki does color is that even when our hair would grow out, it still looked good. It didn't look like, oh, I need to go get my color touched up or I need, new color or whatever. So I'm sorry she was playing in your head, friend.
Yeah, I was stunned. And she was like, and then on top of that, my braider would complain about how homegirl would cut my hair. So she started giving me trims. But this last time I couldn't get to Champagne in time because Champagne ran a tight ship with her schedule. So I ended up going to homegirl and getting my trims from her in October. And Champagne, again, she was like, who cut your hair?
Remember
Be-
us having that conversation. And I was like,
mm-hmm.
dang, is it in my head? I don't think I said it out loud, but in my head, I just was like, I wonder if she's like trimming your hair while it's curly because
She
that'll,
is.
yeah, that'll.
And in hindsight, because I'm thinking, oh, a curly cut, it would work. But no, Champagne was like, you need to blow out your hair in order to get a nice, precise cut. And same thing homegirl said to me. She was like, she should have been blowing out your hair to cut it. She's like, when I moved to California, when everybody was like curly cut, she was like, absolutely not. Because she's from Tennessee. She was like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
None of that. So she had to recut my hair. So now I lost like quite a bit. But she's like,
It
your
looks
hair
good though.
shrinks a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just still a decent length. Like I don't mind. I'm like if it needs to be healthy and you have to cut
it
off
needs to be
some,
healthy, right?
it's
But
whatever.
also, I think what I always want to remind people is that shrinkage is also a sign of of like healthy hair. Your hair shrinks so much because it is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Although people are focused on length and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. But she had me out here looking like a zebra. And I didn't
not
even
a
know it.
zebra, sister.
I didn't even know it, child. But that's it. That's my story for today, child.
Well, um, I'll talk about my experience at the writing conference during my week. Um,
Oh, yeah.
so this is Shelby,
And this is Jess.
and welcome back to the League of Extraordinary Readers. How are you, friend? I mean, besides your hair, did anything else exciting happen this week?
What happened this week? I don't think anything really exciting happened so far. Actually, I'm really grateful for that because it's been it's been a lot. I like calm and chill, so I've been able to like read. I've been um oh, I didn't tell you. I got scammed, bro.
Really? Bro, me too.
Yes.
Low key. And I just realized it the
Yeah.
other day. But what happened?
So remember how I told you I thought I sold 2 prints? It was a
It was a
scam.
scam?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I didn't
no.
know they was doing that out here. Well, not out here, but like in general. But like, wow. I was like, wow. So when I got the check, remember how I was tussling with
Huh?
FedEx? When I got the check, I deposited in a separate account because my mom was like, put in something separate just to be safe. Because
Right.
this is different. And I was like, you're right. The bank called me and said it was fraudulent. I said, oh,
Fraudulent.
so they took that money back. I was like, dang. But at first I was like, dang, I'm kind of embarrassed. I actually kind of fell for that because I'm like running around FedEx. I'm thinking somebody's actually buying my work, that whole thing. But then I was like, you know what? Something cool is coming around the corner
Mm-hmm.
that somebody is going to actually buy my work. And it's going to
Yeah.
be a great time. So,
And you
anyways,
never
other than
actually
that,
sent the prints out, right?
no. No. The
Cool.
bank was like,
Perfect.
did you send it? I was like, absolutely not. The one thing I will give them is like to make it look legit. They were like, yeah, the guy was like, wait till your check deposits to ship anything. And I was like, okay, cool. You sound legit. Cause you know how sometimes
When
we
you
like
were
to ship
telling
it.
me, my banker mind was like
Mm,
a check in 2026. Like,
yeah. The excuse was his wife runs the finances.
'cause,
And it's
yeah,
an
I remember that.
anniversary gift and all
But
this
in my
other
head, I
stuff.
still was like,
You don't got a separate account? Like that's what I was
right.
thinking in my head
There
too.
should be
Mm-hmm.
there should be ways around. you know. But
Yeah, word to the wise. But other than that, what I read, a banger this week that I read was But Where's Home by Toni Ann Johnson. Like I told you and I put it on Threads, I think this book it's for everybody that hasn't heard of it, it's a book set in 1963 and runs all the way to 1960s in Monroe, New York. And it follows a family, different family members. So you're getting kind of like a multi-generational interconnected stories, and it's short stories, but it leads up to a novella. So like I would say there's like 5 or 6 short stories, and then boom, the novella in the middle, and then 2 more after. And it's set up for a good time. I think there is a lot of like questioning of, yes, where is home, but not directly saying that in the book. Obviously, the title is that, but indirectly saying where is home, because you're revisiting a lot of these familial situations where the mother and father are batshit crazy. Like the dad is cheating on the stepmom, and the dad also has a daughter that he's neglected, but then has a kid with this mom, the stepmom over here, and the mom is treating the daughter crazy. So it's like a lot of like generational trauma going on, because you're finding out in the back end when they get to Velma's story, stepmom, that she was adopted, that she's had a lot of trauma in her life and neglect. The father, he got all this other stuff going on because he's cheating on the stepmom. It's a lot. So I think in the end, what you're seeing is different examples of like people finding out that home is your chosen family.
right, home
And
is where
I
you
think
make it and not
it's
the
a
physical
physical,
address. Right. She speaks
exactly.
on that. If anybody wants to, I'll remember to link it in the description box, but I posted in my last weekly vlog
Hmm.
her reading from the book and how much of a performance it was. So if you guys
Mm,
just kind of want to get an idea of who Toni Ann Johnson is, it's in my reading
yeah.
vlog.
And I didn't look too much into her yet, but I'm pretty sure she's Jamaican because Toni Ann Johnson is such a Jamaican name.
Very West Indian name. And she, if you, I don't know if you watched the vlog or not, but she kind of
Not
slips
yet.
into an accent here and there. So
Yeah.
it's, if not Jamaican, definitely Trinidadian, because there's a Trinidadian people sing to me. They don't speak,
Yeah,
they
they
sing.
do.
um,
She,
and she
yeah, they
has
sing,
that kind of cadence to
sing
her voice,
song. Hmm.
to me
But
at
she
least.
references, uh, the daughter is, well, not the daughter, the stepmother is adopted by a Jamaican parents. And
Ah,
so
okay,
she has patois in there, and I was like, oh. But then
okay,
it just clicked. I was looking at her name like Toni Ann Johnson, girl. But she could be like half Trinidadian too, because like that could be
yeah,
picked up as well. But I didn't watch the vlog yet, which I need to. I actually need to watch your other vlog and get back to you on that.
yeah. But it, she talked about how she originally wanted to be, or like acting is her first love.
Mm, yeah.
And I think that's very prevalent in prominent, I should say, in how she speaks and how
Mm,
she went about reading the book. Because
mm-hmm.
I was like, she don't even have a book open. What's happening? Like I almost thought she was starting a conversation with us, but then I was like, oh no, this is the reading. So it was very cool. I'm
Yeah,
still in like a reading slump, so everything that I'm reading is going very slow.
I feel that. And this was kind of slow as well, but I finished that and I was like, oh, this is good. And then started The Hospital at the End of the World. I like it a lot. I think there's a very interesting conversation between AI and health, that some things that you're like, okay, this is obvious, but some things you're like, this, I'd never thought of that. I never thought this would be the imagination. And similar to But Where's Home, there is that understanding and questioning of home is where my father is, because this book follows this son who is trying to evolve into AI healthcare, like be part of this organization. Because in the future, where they're set in, AI healthcare is at the top. So they have different hospitals that teach you AI healthcare. And the father is doing traditional modern day medicine like we are now. And he's trying to get his son to not enter into the school to continue the trajectory of AI. And eventually, this is not a spoiler, it's in the description. His father passes away suddenly. But he finds out his father deleted all of his like transcripts to get into the school, because right before his father passes away, he finds out he didn't get into the school that he wanted to, but he is extra qualified. But
Right.
his father's like, you need to stick to modern day medicine where the humans are the forefront, not all this technology where you got a robot coming in to like massage you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he was getting at. But then his father passes away, and then he realizes, like, dang, my dad is the central point of everything. Like, why were they trying
Right.
to get rid of me and not give me in this program? So I enjoy that. And then we're reading the Johnson 4, which is also very, very
I told you
interesting.
Christmas was
Christmas is a mess.
and it's like I thought something that was interesting, at least for the way that my mind works, is although they describe him very creepily,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid of him. Like, I keep forgetting that he's a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when he popped up in the shower with the dad, I said, okay, now,
Slow your roll. What is
right, little boy,
happening?
boundaries, baby.
Boundaries. I
Get
think,
it together.
yeah, yeah, that should be on people's TBRs.
Very
Because,
much so. It gives like Christmas reminds me of Donkey from Shrek. Like
yeah, that's a
his
good, yeah.
personality and how like
Mm-hmm.
bubbly he like just funny he
Mm-hmm.
is. So I'm curious to see where the darkness takes a turn and like how that's going to
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like impact the boys and their dad and their mom.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out, like, because at the top, he, like, the disclosure of, like, hey, I'm about to kill this family. And you're just like, but everything's so nice right now, Christmas. What's
Right.
going
Cuz even
on?
and it's funny how books work, right? Because even though he
Mm-hmm.
told us that kind of goes over your head a little bit because
Mm-hmm. You're
this baby,
enthralled
like
with,
what happens with this
yeah.
baby?
Like, what's happening? Like, what got you so mad? So
Right.
I'm very curious. I like this. It's different.
It's
I
different
don't,
and it feels fun so far.
yeah, I don't know if I've ever read something like, I'm trying to think what. I mean, when I think of ghosts, but
Mhm.
more in the horror sense, I was thinking the reformatory.
Right.
But that's horror. This is actually kind of like funny and chill, and you're just journeying.
It kind of reminds me of how Percival Everett writes satire and
Mm-hmm.
how he's covering very serious topics um
Mm-hmm.
unseriously in some
Mm-hmm.
senses, you know? Like
Yeah.
it kind of puts
Yeah.
me in the mind of that to kind of give people
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah,
idea.
it does. Yeah.
But I'm curious to see where it goes. I'm doing the audiobook for that one.
Same.
Um and the audiobook is really good so far.
It is good. Yeah. But yeah, that's it for me. What about you? How was your week? I want to hear about this
Um
writing conference more.
So I had the privilege and an honor to attend the Children of Color um, literary conference hosted by Quayle Journal, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Let me get the full name of the conference because I just be throwing words together and not thinking, and I need to stop doing that. So yeah, it's the Color of Children's Literature Conference. It was Saturday
Mm-hmm.
and Sunday. And I went into this open minded, but I also went into it a little apprehensive because I am not currently working on any kind of book. Like everything that I write right now is for Substack, if it even makes it to Substack, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And it's interesting because, as I've said the last few episodes, everybody else can see this book in me but me. So I wasn't sure how any of the sessions were going to apply to me if they did, or if I was going to be able to take anything away from what I learned. And I'm really glad that I went, because so many things, like so many things. I took a session on pitching novels, which is something that like Jess and I can use in social media. Because we also talked about like hooks and all this different stuff. I went to a panel about librarians and just what we can be doing to help libraries and librarians, because they are at the forefront. Librarians and teachers are at the forefront of this book banning war, and we need to be supporting them the best that we can, because something that I want people to remember, and this is something that I've known, is that the people that are banning the books haven't actually read the books. So they're using blanketed terms like, let's stop sexualizing children. But then you look in the book and it'll be something about the Holocaust and how they made the people strip naked before they put them in the gas chambers. That is not sexualizing children at all, right? It'll be a book about periods. That's not sexualizing them. So I think if we start looking at these book bannings as another way to control history and to rewrite history, I think that'll help people understand why we need to be fighting against these things. So there was that. I took a session with Kathy Belden, who is Jesmyn Ward's editor. She has edited all 7 of Jesmyn Ward's book and number 8, which may or may not be AYA. So it was really, really interesting talking to her, and I got to ask her some questions. And I seem to be like the only person in that room that have read all of Jesmyn Ward's book. Obviously, I haven't read the newest one yet, but like I've read all of her work. And everybody was kind of looking at me like, well, where do we start? And I'm like, honestly, anywhere, but like, so I'm going to do a YouTube video where I talk about what order you should read Jesmyn Ward's work in. To anywhere you read her stuff, you're going to have a good time. But yeah, so that I'm going to work on soon. There was a session on adapting literature for other formats, specifically plays, which gave me a lot of insight on like the type of things that you would look for to adapt something, right? Like I think adaptation feels like copying something word for word, but we talked a lot about like, what do you want the reader or the viewer to feel, and how do we translate that? So that was really cool. And we did do a session dissecting some of the love songs of W.E.B. Du Bois in reference to impact and compression in writing. So being able to say a lot with a few words. So like one of the examples that was given to us for compression was a poem that says African feet, European shoes, and you wonder why it hurts, right? So it's like, this is saying so much about the history of America, of the world, of Black people, of Black people trying to assimilate, right? Like it's saying so much in 3 lines. So I think it was page like 79 to page 83 of the love songs of W.E.B. William. The love songs of William.
That's a tongue
And
twister for real.
it was when Ailey was upset about having to like desegregate a school, right, to be a part of, and she didn't want to, right? So just the different types of dialogue that is used, where does Honore summarize the dialogue, right? And how those things play an impact to how, yes, it's about this particular conversation, but it's also connecting to the rest of the story and stuff like that. So that was it was a really, really good conference. If you guys are in New York, go on their Instagram page, Look at what other events that they have. Sign up for Quayle Journal. Like there's so many so many different things that they could offer you. And I think it's one of those things that when people don't know, you just don't know.
How do you spell Quayle?
Kweli. So yeah, they Laura is awesome. Laura
That
is,
sounds great.
yeah, it
I'm
was a really,
really
really good time.
I'm really happy for you because I think this is you stepping into something that you've been avoiding, and I think you're going to do very well. I always enjoy reading your Substacks and how you put words together. It shows that like the reading that you're doing is influencing your writing, like how you flow with it. So I'm excited for you. I think for me I would just want to take a class just for the hell of it, just for the fun, just to know,
Right.
just
Yeah.
to like see what's going on out there and maybe like get better at writing, not only for just for photography wise when you're describing, like I don't think people think about that, like we have to describe our work and write
Right.
about
In
our work.
details and in ways that are tangible.
Yeah, and I always struggle with that. Like yesterday I was doing a residency application. They're like, why do you want to come and describe your work? And I'm like, oh my god, please. I can't do this right
It
now.
did make
Words.
me it did make me want to put together a portfolio so that when I do come
Mm,
across like the different applications for like publishers or looking for whatever, that I do have something solid
mm-hmm.
to submit.
Yeah.
So it did make me consider that. But there were also some, because this one was like focused on children's literature, there were a lot of children's authors there, and like the people in the audience, like the attendees were illustrators and teachers and things like that. And we Joshua Bennett was there. He is the author of, I know he had some like poetry books, but the most recent one that came out this year is called The People Can Fly.
Mm.
Um American Promise, Black Prodigies, and the, what is the rest of this title? My eyes, they don't work. Okay, Black Prodigies and the
Oh, I
Greatest
see
Miracle
it.
of All Time.
Mm-hmm.
He was absolutely amazing. Like listening to him
Mm.
speak about just his why and the importance of like really taking the time to cultivate children, right? Really taking them seriously even when they are young. He talked about how when he was a kid, they would come home from church and he would like put on his own little sermon, and he said he had to be like 5 or 6, and his family would sit and listen to him and like
Mm.
hallelujah, clap or whatever. And it didn't necessarily mean that he was going to grow up to become a
Mm-hmm.
pastor, right? Or a preacher or whatever.
Yes.
But
It did.
it's adding to him, right? So like just the
Mm.
idea of taking children seriously. Um the other author, I can't think of his name right now. I know his first name's Derek, but both Derek and Joshua, something that was fluid in both of their conversations was the importance of family unit, how much
Mm-hmm.
they love and care about Black women, the ones that they are married to, but also just in general, and the importance of fatherhood, and how without those two things, where would they be, right? So
Mm.
that was
Yeah.
it was really good listening to them speak. There was a another author there um who talked about how she's done a lot of like hands-on work to be able to write her books um very
Mm-hmm.
well. So like she worked as a short order cook in a friend's shop
Mm.
because one of her books was about a chef. Then she was doing like one about a comedian. So she went to learn like stand-up comedy and like went to like 50 uh like things and did all that. So that was really interesting too, because I'm like, people don't realize what it takes to write good literature.
They don't. And it goes with any art practice that you do. Is like you have to sew in the time to really hone in on like the skill and where you get to. Like how Joshua was like you were mentioning how he like was poured into as a young child. It really does start from there. I actually saw a TikTok of a girl saying like the babies are not in church anymore, like doing
Yes.
speaking in front of people. Like I remember being forced to do that. I hated it. I was always shaking, but it was always you're always told get up there, look straight at the clock, straight ahead, and just say your speech and just remember it. The babies aren't reciting scripture, they're not learning lessons, they're not reading out loud, they're not writing, you
Right, like
know,
that Easter
and
play, that your Easter speech wasn't just
yeah,
your
yeah,
Easter speech. Your Easter speech was, helping the babies learn and teaching them what
yeah,
public speaking can do for them. It wasn't
yeah,
just about religion.
yeah. It wasn't all it like it's a third space in a sense. And I what he said is so true is like from a young age you're nurtured and you have to be pushed or you have to push yourself to keep going. Like even
Right.
now, like at our big age, we have to push ourselves to work through the day-to-days of adulting to even continue practicing the work. We have to work through anxiety, depression, whatever the case may be, to keep putting out work that makes us proud. And it's it's so crucial. It really is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it was very, very good. I want to make an effort to like go to more things like that because I think
Mm-hmm.
we often you don't know what your purpose is for real until you walk into rooms that you feel like you don't belong into.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
So it was a really good time. And I met a lot of really
Yeah.
dope people. So that was
I
cool too.
signed up. Yeah, I'm looking at their website. I'm very interested. Whenever I break free of the shackles of California and make it to New York at some
Yeah,
time,
we have to
I will try to definitely have
yeah, attend an
to.
event or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um
For sure.
yeah. So that was pretty much it. I have a couple of books going. We talked about the Johnson 4. I did start a Harlem Wedding, and I feel like this is going to be another book that validates our hate for William Du Bois. So
Why
because
is there so many
chapter
books?
chapter 1, his daughter is just like, here he go again, girl. And I said, oh yeah,
Oh
sister.
yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that is
sister.
about his
Because
daughter. Oh
she
my god.
I know the premise of it. Like I haven't gotten that far, but the premise is that she ends up having to marry who he wants her to marry and not who
Mm,
she wants to marry. So I'm like, yeah, this is gonna
we'll have
solidify
to,
my hate.
yeah.
And I will be
Yeah.
online like, guess who's a terrible person? Again.
And it's like, it's funny that we talked about him not the week before last, too, where we were just like, oh, maybe he has a little cool bone in his body based upon another book that mentioned him. And then last week we find out he's also an elitist of like we already knew. And
Uh-huh.
we know he's terrorizing the women and he's terrorizing his daughter.
Like it literally, the first chapter is her sitting there listening to her father talk about how they're gonna write letters and there needs to be like a fight because the white girls don't want the black girls at the prom and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And she is like, please just let us go to Harlem and dance all night. Don't nobody care about this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Yep.
nobody care about this. But then of course, uh why can't I think of Jesse Fawcett? He mentions her almost immediately. I'm gonna have Miss Fawcett look up the addresses and talk to the parents. So she not only are you playing with this lady feelings, she got to do all your dirty work too in every iteration of your life.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm
reading it
excited.
solely for the hate of W.E.B. Du Bois. I mean,
Okay.
I yeah.
We have to continue. We need to start a club. The hate. The hate club of W.E.B. Du Bois.
It has to. I don't know why. Little Rascals just came into my head. It got to be like the she woman
She woman hate.
DuBois
She
hating
yeah.
club. That's what the name of this episode is gonna be. The she
She woman haters club. I mean, we need our own T-shirt now.
uh-huh.
Yeah, no, he needs to be burned at the stake. I'm happy his legacy is burning this way.
Yeah,
That
because
sounds
it's just
really bad,
like
but
it
yeah.
does, but what did I see somebody say on threads? It was like you gotta stop giving men the benefit of the doubt and start doubting the benefit of men. And honestly, truly, with the experience that I've had the last couple of weeks dealing with men, I agree. There is no benefit. There is no benefit, sister. There is none. And the greatest friend that you can have is a woman that truly hates men. And you're
Yeah.
looking at two of them right now.
Oh, you know what? You know what's funny? So I saw this TikTok of Dominique Morgan on the way to Jasmine Gardens, that woo-woo chick that does like
Her wedding.
astrological stuff.
Hmm.
Her wedding. He was on the way
Did
to
you see
her
her dress?
wedding.
It was
Yes, it was
um
gorgeous. It was really
mhm.
pretty. She looked really dope. He was like, "Yeah, we on the
she
way
she
to."
don't misgender Dom. Dom will come. Dom will come and wrap this
Oh,
podcast up, gal.
my bad. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I love you, Dominique. Please. She was on the way to the wedding, and they're in the car talking about. She was saying, my God, she was saying, I wouldn't be leaving the house if it wasn't for a sapphic, sapphic romance. So she immediately thought she was getting married to a woman.
Yes, yes, yes.
And turns out she's getting married to a
The
man.
man. Yes, I saw
She
that.
was like, my God, today I thought she was getting married to a woman because she hates men so bad. That tickled me so bad. I was like, she was spreading misinformation across the internet because I do
See,
remember a man when she announced she was getting married. I remember her saying he.
but also, if I followed Jasmine for a very long time,
Mm-hmm.
if you've ever listened to her stories, because talk about somebody that's sexually fluid and that is doing the things,
Mm-hmm.
mama be hunching, okay? Like she's made
Mm,
it clear that her partner was a man, like it,
yeah.
so. But I also could see, like, if you weren't seeing those bits of like, she doesn't seem like a person that's like on the phone with her friends, like my man type situation anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, when people were saying that, I was like, oh, must be a different Jasmine. Like, who are they talking about? Because
Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember when she was like, oh, yeah, I'm getting married soon. They were like, oh, she was like, my man, she was saying my man. And I was like,
mm-hmm.
okay, it's a man.
Yeah,
I too wasn't expecting that because I don't keep up with her. But when she said it, I was like, oh, that's really good for her. I'm happy for her. Like, that sounds really dope.
yeah, no, her wedding dress was
Mm-hmm.
very beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, it gave fairy. It was very, very love that for her.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, start doubting the benefit of men. It'll save your
Yeah.
life.
It will. It truly will.
So let's do some praise for her. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
last week I talked to you guys about me reading Family by J. California Cooper, and a lot of you have been responding either to the pod or to my YouTube channel about how much you love J. California Cooper. So I figured we'd give her praise because Family is going on my list of favorites. Like, just the way that it's written, the story it tells, the why behind it all is great. Joan Cooper, known by her pen name, J. California Cooper, is an American playwright and author. She was born in 1931 and she happened to pass away in 2014. She wrote 17 plays and was named Black Playwright of the Year in 1978 for her play Strangers. And she also received an American Book Award, a James Baldwin Writing Award, and a Literary Lion Award, which is awesome. She wrote a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 books The first three were actually collections of short stories, which is majority of her work, which I'll be honest and say that's what kind of kept me
Mm.
away, because I don't always like short stories, but I thought it was interesting that that's what she led with. So her first novel was Family, which did not come out until 1991. Right? I thought that was really, really cool.
Wow. Okay.
She did have a daughter, does have a daughter. I believe her daughter is still alive. She was born and raised in California, which I didn't know, but she's frequently spent time in Texas, which explains her, like, why her historical fiction is so vivid.
Mm.
Um, she does write about a lot of the things that Jess and I love: generational trauma, uh, and that, like, the black poor people through a vast majority of time periods.
Mm.
It also says here, which I think is really cool: while Cooper was beginning her writing career, she worked several jobs, including a secretary, a teamster, a truck driver, manicurist, and even at one time working on the Alaskan pipelines.
Oh,
Mama lived a life. I love that.
she's wait.
This girl was living, okay?
No way. She was a trucker, a manicurist,
Right, a secretary, a
was-
teamster.
and worked on the Alaskan pipeline.
Yeah. And then she, like, aspired to be a playwright, um writing over dozens of plays by the late 1970s, um which is cool, which I think also is, you can see that in how she tells stories. um it was the encouragement of Alice Walker who turned Cooper from her claim to fame in the theater to start writing in writing short stories.
Mm-hmm. Alice Walker be should be saving the people
She
out
be
here.
Yeah, she be popping up in history in random places, and you be like, how you get here,
Mm-hmm.
sister?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're looking for another black author that talks about, like I said, childhood trauma, racism, white supremacy, that are often told in a first person narration and gossipy style, J. California Cooper is definitely for you.
Yeah,
I
I'm
say
ready
start
for
with
it.
Family. I haven't done any of her short stories yet. I think what I'm going to reach for next is going to be In Search of Satisfaction.
Mhm.
But yeah, I sat and read Family in one sitting.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, it
excited
was
to get into her work because you talk so highly of her. And I've heard of her, like I would sit down and research different authors. You know how when you go down a rabbit hole and you're like, click this person, this person. Yeah, that's how I came upon her. And I've always been fascinated with not I mean, I don't hear many people talking about her, A, and B, that she did so many short stories. And I love a good short story. So I definitely need to get to her this year, whether it's Family or one of her short story collections.
um which brings me back to, you guys know, or maybe you don't know, I have a podcast with my mom called Well Red Wool. And in our last episode we talked about, like, the things my mom was reading in the 90s. And she has these two anthologies that are, one is
Mhm.
called Children of the Night, the other one I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but there are a lot of our, like, greats in there, and the short stories are the beginnings of what we would know as completed novels already. Um, and it made me think, like, we don't get many anthologies anymore.
We don't.
I
We
would
really
love,
don't.
like, an anthology edited by Percival Everett, or like a anthology that imagine.
An anthology by Adisha.
No, no, no. I have a full fleshed out thought here.
Okay, okay, go
Imagine Smut, a Smut anthology edited by
make it
Disha
happen.
for y'all. I love you too. Um, yes, yes. Disha, if you're listening, work that out, sister.
We got an idea for you.
Right.
Hmm.
Because that would be like, oh, the possibilities and the people that would be able that would reach, you know? Like,
Mhm.
imagine it was mostly the independent girls.
I was about to say it should be mostly indie authors.
Yes,
Hmm.
it would be a very, very good time if we
Fire.
could do that. Word. So it made me realize like I would very much enjoy more anthologies because one, it'd give us access to authors that are just slipping through the cracks, right? Like we can't read everything. But also it'd give opportunities, you know? Because I'm like, those
Yeah.
anthologies have our greats in them. Uh there's a Octavia Butler a short story called Wild Seed. I'm like, that's a series. What are you talking to me
It's full
about?
of series. Yeah.
What are we
Yeah,
talking
no,
about?
it's crazy because the only anthology the recent anthology is the horror anthology that Jordan Peele did
Oh,
with
sooner than
Tananarive
that
Due.
is what's his name from Very Smart Brothers. He did a comedy one. Hold on a second. My brain is uh 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 do. That's um that's how they get you.
Oh,
Yeah, that came out last year.
yeah. Oh, yes, that is true. Yes, 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 yes. I forgot about that one. That and of course there's a Native American one that I read.
So maybe I should take it back. It's not that we're not getting them, it's that it's not on our radar. Because I'm quick to tell somebody just because you ain't in a room don't mean the room don't exist. So let me rephrase.
Yeah, and there was one, let me see if I feel like she did anthology, or was that a while? No,
I'll put out on
she did do. Oh no, she didn't. I feel like she did do one, but nonetheless, there's that one, and then there's the Black Women Writers anthology book that I have. Um, Writers anthology, Black Women Writers at Work. That one. When
okay.
did that one come out? Hold on, let me tell you.
That's in the last
Oh,
few
it was
years because I can see the
um
cover on my hat.
it was republished, but it originally was published in 1983.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not necessarily something new, but it is there. And then Never Whistle at Night is the Native American or indigenous anthology that I read with the book club 2 years ago, but they have a second one
Okay.
coming out soon.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
awesome.
Yeah. But I mean anthologies, it might not be on our radar like that. So we might need to do some research.
Yeah. I'm about to put on threads like what's your favorite anthology that's been like by black or brown authors because
Um, well, here's some.
yeah, I'm gonna let's see if we get some answers. I was about to say, friend, did you get a dog? What is that?
Oh no, they're out there barking. We didn't get no dog.
Oh, I know what I meant to tell you. The Fervent Whites, my copy came in the mail.
Yes, mine is probably on the way. I think it's coming on Friday. I think I
I
got the
had to
notification.
put it up high somewhere so that I don't sit and read it.
You know, I said once I get that in my hand, I might ditch everything. So let me not.
Yeah, I'm
Because he was
hoping
it sounds so good.
it really does. And it's not long either, so I feel like it's going to be one of those we sit and read it in one sitting. I
Mm.
requested a copy of The Great Wherever, and I'm hoping that comes in the mail soon.
The Great Wherever, the Great
Shannon
Wherever. What?
Sanders.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes. The
It
the
comes out
cover of
soon.
that, it does.
It's
I think it
green.
comes out yeah, I remember it's just being green, but is it like a lot of like trees and stuff or something like
Mm-hmm.
that?
Because
Yeah.
the it takes place on like
Mhm.
a haunted farm, basically.
Yes, that's what it
So
is.
it
Okay.
looks like what you said, a bunch of trees
Mhm.
and stuff.
Yes, I need to read
Um,
her first book actually.
it's a collection of short stories, actually.
Mhm. I was
You know
just looking
what?
at
We could
that.
probably do that together because I haven't read it and I want to immersive read it. And I think I
I
got some
thought you
credits.
did.
I read maybe like the first story.
Okay. All right. So let me get on that and try to pick that up this weekend. I'm going to the LA Times Festival of Books one day.
Ooh, I was
Mm-hmm.
gonna say 2 days. You're not gonna make it. Um,
Mm-mm. No,
this
ma'am.
weekend is BookCon, but there were people saying that
Oh yeah.
that they're ICE supporters or Trump
Mm-hmm.
supporters. Same thing. Same thing.
I
So I'm
saw it.
glad that I'm not going.
Yeah, I saw the. You know what's funny is like when they first announced it, everybody was like, "Oh no, it's on the same weekend as LA Times Festival of Books," and now it's like it pans out like it is what it
Right.
is.
Two
It is
different
what it is.
demographics, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Want to get into some book news?
Yes. Where do you want to start? Let's rant about adaptation.
Yeah. So recently it was announced that Octavia Butler's Parable of the Sower is getting an adaptation, and it's going to be by what's that lady's name? I'm looking at Parable of the
You
Sower.
know,
She did
should you know
she
your
did
best
Queen
friend
and
don't know
Slim.
nobody's name.
Queen and Slim. What's her name? What's her name? Melina Matsukas? Yeah, her.
Okay.
The one that did Queen and Slim with Lena Waithe. And was it you
Would like to
or
confess that I've never seen Queen and Slim.
me neither?
Amen. Okay. Because I always feel left out. Um, I very much always feel like, oh, I should have, whatever. But
A lot of people hate it,
I
but
think
then
that's
there's
why I haven't watched it.
there's a large majority that loved it. Like I know people that loved it, even to the point that they've made picture reenactments of yeah. Yeah. But I know people that took it as inspiration. I've never read it. I mean, never watched it, so I don't know. Because I've heard so many varying discussions. I might watch it just for the hell of it one day. It's on Netflix, I think. Um, but she's the one that did Clean and Slim, and everybody's saying, I hope Lena Waithe is not writing the
My God.
screenplay. This, you know what I mean. Anyways, so when I first saw it drop, I immediately thought Octavia is rolling in her grave again because you guys keep playing in her face every
Keep
single time. Because
touching her
I
stuff.
know she has said she does not want adaptations to her stuff. It
And you know what? As a woman that they constantly are talking about how she was able to predict the future, what makes you think she also didn't predict how to step out of her grave and whoop y'all's ass? Huh? Let's be honest here.
hello.
Miss Lady was highly intelligent, right?
She
And I think
was.
what
Yeah.
scares y'all the most is y'all can't fathom being able to have that level of pattern recognition to write a series like the Parable series, right? So y'all add this bit of fantasticalness to her that takes away to me from her actual intelligence, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, let's go with the fantastical Octavia E. Butler that y'all have imagined up. That is like, y'all talk about her like she's some witch sitting somewhere over a big cauldron, or a crystal ball. Like that is how y'all talk about her, and it pisses me off every time. So it's like that this fantastical woman that y'all brought up that was only dealing in pattern recognition and just her intelligence, she was able to say 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is
Mm-hmm.
that one, that witch that y'all love so much, y'all think that she don't know how to open her casket and get up and come and mush y'all in y'all head. You should be more afraid. Stop touching her shit.
No, for real. I'm really concerned to see how this even goes because this one will definitely be greenlit. Like further, it will go further because I know like Fledgling was greenlit by like what was it, Showtime? That didn't come to anything. I think Wild Seed, or was it?
I mean,
What's
y'all
one of
got
them?
this girl in the afterlife working hard to get y'all to stop touching her shit. Y'all gonna
And
wake up
it's
and
so
Octavia Butler gonna be
bad.
standing at the end of your bed,
Mm-hmm. She's gonna
and
haunt
I don't want
you.
to hear nothing about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything about it.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I hate adaptations because of how they just, and especially for her, she has been so distinct with how she wants her stuff to be perceived. If you watch any of her interviews, especially with Parable of the Sower, she's just like, dude, this is me studying. I'm literally studying the things. I'm literally watching the patterns of the past to give you a prediction of what is to come. That's all I did. I am a smart lady. I know what I'm talking about. I am researching. I think you guys should do the same.
I think you should also as well.
And I just don't know if they're going to give the movie justice. I also don't think it's going to translate well for folks.
Say not.
Because of like the little intricacies of the story, people are not gonna, they're not going to pick up on it. They're just not. It's, yeah. I'm concerned.
You should be. I hated Kindred. I hated what y'all did to Kindred.
Yeah, it was bad.
I truly hope that y'all don't know peace ever because of what y'all did to Kindred. So I can only imagine what Parable would be like.
They're gonna have people flying or something. Like,
Kendra was so bad that like I randomly hear that girl screaming in my nightmare.
yeah, it was bad.
It
Like,
was so bad. Like it's Kendra is such a deep story about how no matter what timeline Black women
mhm,
are in, we are treated very poorly and we're not listened to. On top of the fact of, hey, I think if you like Kindred, you like family because it's talking about the like intricacies of your bloodline,
mhm, yeah, yeah,
right? And what that can do to a person.
mhm,
But somehow it's always a Black woman's responsibility to go back and fix,
yeah,
right? So it's like y'all
yeah. I'm scared because, like, what I will say is, when I watched Passing, that might be the only adaptation that did it okay.
okay.
Everything, maybe one or two details, maybe three, lined up.
Okay.
Like the director, and also I watched this like clip of the director saying that she also was like, not she was passing, her grandmother was passing. She found out her grandmother was passing. So she, when she read this book, it was like seeing family type of situation.
Mhm.
So she did it justice for Hollywood. I'll give her that. She didn't do so bad. But Kindred, whoever did Kindred needs to be beat upside their head.
Yeah, with a wooden broom
Yeah.
for emphasis, like our
And
elders used to do, or like make them go outside and get a switch.
mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
I will say, okay, so speaking of adaptations and what I've been watching on TV, because I actually have been watching The Television Friend.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
what
Mm-hmm.
The Pit isn't an adaptation, but the last episode of the season comes on tomorrow. So if you get real quiet and you hear me hollering and crying, it's because of The Pit.
Mm-hmm.
But the spinoff of The Handmaid's Tale, The Testaments, is on,
Mm-hmm.
and like
Oh
it,
yes, you could talk about that. Mm-hmm.
The Handmaid's Tale was my show, so of course I'm gonna watch The Testaments, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
like they're doing such a good job. Why don't Black books get that same
Yeah.
time and care? You know, like the
Mm-hmm.
the the artistry of it all, the way that things are filmed, the way that they are able to connect like this series and the way that it's filmed to the first season of The Handmaid's Tale, right? And just like bridging this gap between, yeah, there are levels in the women and girls, but here is how those things translate. You know, it's it's
Mm-hmm.
it's very very well done, but
Yeah,
it's just disappointing.
it is. And I'm trying to think of like maybe the color purple might have been done with care. Like
Which one,
I'm
the
trying to,
original or the
the
music?
original, not the
Okay.
musical. The musical was cool. I
The
liked
musical is
it.
good too, but the musical was more of it's an ode to
The the
the
the
play.
whatchamacallit play. Yeah. Passing, I give him props. I liked it. It wasn't bad. I'm trying to think of other adaptations that I've.
Um, the what? Why can't I think of it? The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray is a very good one.
Hmm.
Um, Walter Mosley's The Devil in the Blue Dress is very good
Yeah,
adaptation.
yeah, that
I
is.
think Beloved is a very good adaptation.
I haven't watched Beloved.
Even though the character Beloved, there are some bits that are very unserious, but I think that that's a very good
Hmm.
adaptation.
The
Um,
Wedding isn't bad.
I didn't know there was a
Yeah, it's like it was a TV show. I think it was like a TV series or something like that. It aired in like
okay,
the 90s or something like that.
okay.
But it wasn't bad. You can find it on YouTube. It was a little bit dramatic, but it wasn't terrible. Um, what else? I'm trying to think of what else is out there. Did you watch The Perfect Find? And keep talking. I gotta get my computer charger real quick. But the
Didn't
perfect was
like
it
that
Perfect Find?
one. I didn't. I mean, I
Yeah.
liked it as a movie. I didn't like it as an adaptation. I think. I think they are like two different things. Another one that I think is really good is Lovecraft Country. I
Yes,
think
that
Lovecraft
is.
Country,
But
but I think
technically, if
they're
we're, I was gonna say it's by a white
so.
man.
Oh well, yeah, but I always have to remind people that he wrote Lovecraft Country with intent and purpose.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
so like all the things that you love about Lovecraft Country, he did with intent and purpose. He did it on purpose because the genre horror is historically racist.
Yes.
But don't nobody want to have that conversation because they immediately want to go into, but it's by a white man, and it's like, yeah, but if you read the author's note, if you listen to his interviews,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, Lovecraft Country is a really good one. But The Perfect Find, it was pretty. Like I like it on by itself, but as an adaptation, I just was like,
It was yeah, it was all
it was
right.
alright.
Yeah, cause like I don't know. I'm curious to see like what like you were saying like what they're gonna do with Children of Blood and Bone.
I forgot about
The
that.
Yeah, it comes out January 15th because they just put out the trailer last week, or like not the trailer, but like the
Yeah, they
marquee
did
and
like
all the
a
pretty
viewing or
things.
something like that.
Yeah, and like you can see the costumes and all that stuff like wherever. Um, and S.A. Cosby's what's the book? What's the book? What's the book? What's the book? What's the book?
Hold on. Razor Blade Tears.
No, is it? No, that wasn't the one. They're not doing Razor Blade Tears. They're doing All the Sinners Bleed.
Hold on a second.
They just got All the Sinners
Okay.
Bleed. They just
Yeah, no.
started filming.
I just gotta I somebody just put in the whatchamacallit. So it says Paramount's Razor Blade Tears taps Charm City Kings screenwriter Sherman Payne. Yeah, so
Oh, there is getting. Oh shoot! So he's getting two. I mean, all his personally to me, all his books are very. They lean that way, and I'm happy for him. I think they're very action packed. I personally would have liked Blacktop Wasteland, but hey, that's just me. I stand that one the most. And who else? There's somebody else that's getting Bolu. I'm I don't remember her name. Hold on. But there's a couple of them that are coming out. So I'm curious to see how they do with those, right? I'm
yeah.
curious to see what type of care they have with each of these books because like you were saying, it feels like a lot of the times that they like drop the ball and I'm wondering is that not I'm wondering, but when you get into Hollywood, it's a whole different ballpark. Like it's already one ballpark to get into publishing and have to
Mhm.
fight for the little details that need to be in your book, but it's a whole other ballpark of Hollywood and fighting for those details to be respected and the care that needs to be put in that. So there's like two different industries that are just like it's a battle. But
So there is the next thing that we wanted to cover before we go is the 5 under 35. Hold on, because I surely just lost the page. but the National Book Award does a 5 under 35 where they nominate 5
Mm-hmm.
authors. And you guys know how I felt about Carrie R. Moore's book, Make Your Way Home, and she is one of the honorees. If this page would load, I could tell you the rest. Jesus Christ. Let's see if it'll work on my phone. Because I started getting nosy because the event is going to be in New York City. And I was just like, oh, is it open to the public? So we have Megan
Mm-hmm.
Kamale Kakimoto for her book is Every Drop is a Man's Nightmare. Then we have
Mm-hmm.
Anika J. Levy. Her book is called Flat Earth. Carrie R. Moore, Make Your Way Home, and a phenomenal collection of short stories. Then we have Maggie Sue for Blob, a love story. And we have Stephanie Wambuku for Lonely Crowds. So I think that's like a good list.
Yeah. I'm excited. I saw somebody, I can't remember who, reading I saw somebody reading it recently, Carrie R. Moore's book, Make Your Way Home. And it reminded me, I was like, I need to get my life together and read that short story collection. Because I started and the first story was like fire. And then I got in a reading slump. And I was like, she needs more attention than what I'm about to give her. Yeah. I'm excited for them. I wonder if it is open to the public. And that'd be cool if you can go.
It is.
Okay, good. But I'm excited. That's a nice, solid list of people to be on
Yeah.
the list, and those are some good names.
What day
And she
is it on?
deserves more. She deserves more praise because I've only heard nothing but good things about the book.
Oh yeah, it's on June 9th in Brooklyn if anybody wants to go, and the tickets are like $10.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's on a Tuesday night. I might have to go. Just see what it's about. Be in the room, you know?
Yep, I think you should.
So yeah, guys. If you have any questions, want to be a guest, want to give us book recs, want book recs on a particular subject, you can email us at theleagueofreaderspod@gmail.com. And obviously follow us on socials. We'll be all around talking about a little bit of everything if you need us. And yeah, we will see you next week. Bye, friends.
Bye, guys.